I'm allowed to. We're recording. I'm allowed to just shit on Miami all I want. So Miami, Pompano Beach, the entire fucking East Coast of Florida, which typically I wouldn't, go after the East Coast, but it's fucking Florida, and Florida sucks ass. So let me get this out of the way before we begin our wonderful Christmas episode and talk about all the wonderful joys of Christmas. But fuck Miami, fuck Pompano Beach, fuck sleazy fucking snake oil salesman car dealers, fuck people on Facebook Marketplace that are selling cars that were in the fucking hurricane and flooded out, and then they pretend that it's their daily driver and that they love it so much. And then I look at the fucking Carfax and they bought it in fucking November. Fuck all of these motherfuckers, these unscrupulous pieces of shit that just go out here and do this devious, diabolical bullshit and try and get one over on people who are hurting and need fucking vehicles because they're goddamn pieces of shit. Fuck them.
You got about 57 more minutes of that in you? Rich and I can just sit here quietly.
I'm sure I could. Listen. There's probably a good another 57 minutes of vitriol in me to go after these fuckers, to go after Cowboys fans, to go after the Houston Astros, to go after these pieces of shit that sell these chip tunes that you plug into the ODB sensor and people actually buy them even though they don't fucking do nothing like that. Remember that fuel tornado thing that they used to advertise on TV where it was like a little fucking slinky looking thing that you put in your air filter line, and it was supposed to spin and make the air go into your engine better so that it fucking made so it gave you better horsepower, better fuel mileage or whatever.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. All this bullshit, all this snake oil that people are out there selling, all this bullshit that people are pulling and perpetrating and trying to take money from honest fucking hardworking people so that they can just line their pockets. Fuck them.
If you tell your governor that they're drag queens or they're gay, he'll go after them and you'll be good.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I mean, there's a lot of them though. There's a lot of them from the round up.
You've got at least you got, you'll get there some eventually. You've been, unfortunately, as much as we've been talking about some of your mishaps, I'd say mishaps, and it's not your fault. It's just, your luck, really.
Yeah. Famous Atkinson luck.
It's eventually something's got to roll your way. So I would hope.
Dude, look, I've always wanted to be like Peter Parker, and the only way that I'm like him in any way, shape, or form is that if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. It's Murphy's Law. It should be called Parker's Law, a.k.a. Atkinson's Law, because fucking, dude.
Maybe you should start running around in a Spider-Man suit.
I was thinking about it, but I'm a little too paunchy. I need to hit the gym a little bit. I need to be more like Richie and actually work out and not just be a lazy piece of shit. And then maybe that could happen. But I am buying a red Mustang. I might paint fucking spider webs on it and call it the Spider-Mobile. Which was the worst fucking, well, I won't say the worst idea that ever happened in comics was to give Spider-Man a fucking dune buggy painted up in his shit. But like, because what was the deal? The Spider-Mobile, the whole deal was it could drive up walls, right?
And I think it was built by Johnny Storm.
Oh, that's right. It was built by Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, obviously it was to sell toys to kids.
I was going to say, I think I've got one of those.
Do you really?
I'm pretty certain I do.
Because I'm pretty sure that came out around the same time as Secret Wars, right?
I'm unfamiliar with the timeline. That sounds so familiar.
I thought it was way earlier than that. There's new ones in the store now though. They're like RC controlled and stuff because of Spider-Verse. I think it's going to be either was in Spider-Verse or it's going to be in the next Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in the new Spider-Verse, which the trailer for that looks really good too.
And I've got some. I'm just looking up pictures of it and stuff. I've got some vehicle that was a Spider-Man vehicle, and I just don't know if that's what it was, but it looks so familiar.
Well, I mean, basically, the Spider-Mobile was just basically a dune buggy painted to look like Spider-Man's
costume. Like red and blue, and yeah.
It had the webbing on it and everything. But there's been multiple. Like I got for all of my nephews, from Peyton to Liam to Eli. they've all gotten some kind of Spider-Mobile from me.
1973.
73.
Is that
Damn.
when it came out?
Yes.
Holy smokes!
So that's
The issue right after the Punisher's first appearance.
so we go from the Punisher to a fucking Spider-Man Dune
Yep.
buddy.
Hey,
Yep.
that's the 70s for you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the 70s for you. That's the 70s for you. So
I don't know. I'm just
all
trying
right.
to think. I had something. Sorry, I'm going off in the tangents, but I have a whole boxes and boxes full of stuff that Richie probably would have gone through by now and picked out exactly what he wanted, but I have no clue what I have. So, I'm sure I have something that's a Spider-Man vehicle of some sort.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to like mail some of it to me, I'll gladly sort it for you and probably mail it back to you.
I will say this: everything I have, although there's probably one thing that's worth a lot of money, and everything else is like so common that it's just taking up space.
Oh, I don't care, dude. I just want fucking little Spider-Man figures to hang on my walls and shit. Like, look, you guys can't see anything because I've got the Eagles helmet up because my room is like under construction right now. But I've given up the idea that I'm ever going to bring a woman in here. So once I get it built up, I'm putting shelves up and putting all my fucking Transformers and action figures and everything all the fuck over the place. It's going to look like a goddamn KB Toys from the 1980s exploded.
There you go. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I miss KB Toys.
Me too. I miss like real Toys R Us. Like I know that there's the Fugazi ones that are like in fucking Sears or Macy's or whatever now.
Did you say Sears?
It's one of them.
Does Sears still exist?
What was the word that you said before? You called them something else?
Fugazi?
Yeah. Never heard that before.
Yeah.
I thought that was the band that the Minor Threat guy was in after Minor Threat.
Yeah, but it means fake.
Yeah, it's an Urban Dictionary word.
Ian McKay.
Yeah. But I miss being able to go in there and just browse, and just like every other store, go in there and browse the clearance aisle and see what you can find that was cool. Like
they're still in Canada. They're the big stores.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, that's another fucking.
And the Canadian dollar is really weak right now, so it's a good time to.
Wait, what? Toys R Us is still in Canada?
Oh yeah, yep, going strong.
What the heck,
dude?
Canada's awesome. Canada's like us, but better.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really legit. I was thinking about moving to Canada when I was like still in high school. I kind of wish I had now.
They wouldn't take you.
No, they won't take me now.
Yeah.
They would have taken me then.
Yeah.
I missed my chance. Yeah, I'm not fucking what's the word I'm looking for here? Good enough to go to Canada.
We're sorry, but you bring down our country.
I'm sorry, it's a little too cold for
me. No,
me.
I've got a degree now. I've got a degree. They would let me in.
Okay.
A little too cold for me. That's all I'm going to say. A little too cold. I don't like the temperature.
Look,
and I preface that by saying, because here, Thursday, and as you both well know that I live in the middle of the country, the high on Thursday here is going to be a 47 degrees with a low of -1.
Hold on.
I took the dog for a walk in 20 degrees this morning.
All right, so
that'll be balmy.
Thursday, low of 66, high of 75. Friday, low of 51, high of 73.
Oh, 51. You got to put on the parka.
Oh, wait, man. Saturday, low of 42, high of 53.
Whoa.
Sunday, it's a Christmas miracle, low of 43, high of 52. And then on Monday, it gets down to 39.
That's your winter, isn't it? Like lasts about a week, right?
Yeah,
but in Saturday, the summer, it's 139 starts with a 200% humidity.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's 39, but it feels like 80.
Yeah, we're getting that cold, that wonderful cold spell down this direction. So I just, I'm just grateful that it's not any warmer, because whenever the temperature fluctuates 50 degrees within 24 hours, usually not a good sign.
Yeah, that's typically tornadoes.
Yeah, yep. So
tornadoes.
So, all right, now we learned that Toys R Us is still going strong in Canada. That's had no idea. No idea.
I'm telling you, man, I got to figure out a way to move to Canada. I have to.
Only for Toys R Us.
No, I feel like look. All right, let's look at look at all
Tim Hortons.
They've got Tim Hortons, which Wawa, you know, I do love Wawa and cheesesteaks, but like they say use. They like hockey. I like hockey. They like to drink. I like to drink. And their women are hot, and I like hot women.
They have baseball too.
And they have baseball. They have some
you could be a Toronto fan.
Aren't they the only other country that's in the World Series? In quotes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I had to think about Toronto first. I was like, wait a second, Toronto. Okay, yeah. They still have Toronto.
They did kind of expand out though. Like football's done it now, where they start playing games. Like football did a really good job with it this year in London, Germany. It was Berlin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then
was it Berlin or was it Munich?
Oh, I don't remember. I know somewhere in Germany.
Yeah, somewhere in Germany.
But they're actually floating around now. The fun thing with baseball is that I believe they're starting to do the same thing. Where if I'm not mistaken, they're going to start doing some games in England, and because the Phillies play out there.
So we could play football over there.
Not the Phillies, the Red Sox, or not the Red. Is it in the Cardinals Cubs game out there this year? Maybe.
Yeah, and they've been playing in Japan the past few years too.
Yes. So
they're at least doing a little bit better job of being worldwide, not Pitbull.
Really, the way it should be, if there is a true, and I like that. It's a good point, Rich, with the World Series because it is kind of funny because it's been called that for many, many, many years. Is that they should kind of play it off to where it's like your best, like a playoff format, your best Japanese team, your best Korean team, your best whatever countries actually have professional organized baseball. The problem is
the Jamaican baseball team.
Yeah, exactly.
Jamaican bobsled team.
But
Grand Slam, man.
I think the problem is like you have a monopoly with Major League Baseball already pulling in all the best players from everywhere. So, unlike soccer, where World Cup was just won by Argentina, right?
It's fucking soccer. Who gives a shit? No, I know a lot of people that are super stoked about this fucking World Cup shit. I could not care less. Like,
I was down for it when we were able to blow the vuvuzelas, whatever the fuck they were.
Vuvuzelas?
Yeah, but now that we don't have that anymore, they're not cool.
Well, you're just down with anything where you can blow.
Yep.
See, the problem with me, look, I've said this, the stupid MLS championship ended the same dang way on kicks.
Right.
It was basically a shootout. So it was tied. Like France comes back and has this crazy because they were down. They come back. They tie it 3-3. I didn't watch it. I just the highlights. And then they go to kicks because the time's expired. And so, like Bob, you've mentioned on here before, it becomes a skills contest. And it's now I don't know. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, and that's no championship shit. At least with hockey, they do away with that shit in the playoffs and in the finals. No championship should be won on a fucking skills competition.
It's
team sport. You gotta.
Yeah, Rich, I know you're not a sports person, but I was really curious to hear your thoughts on this. Because this is it's a very simple concept in terms of just sports in general. So like when you come all the way to your championship, whether it's just World Cup or, world title, whatever, should not be decided on the field or on the court instead of having basically, let's just set up a goal. Let's put someone in front of it and try to kick the ball into it when it's, like a skill, not actually playing it to score the goal or hit the puck in or whatever.
As long as the Cowboys win, it's all good.
So I was hoping he'd say something like that.
That's the extent of my sports.
I know you don't. And that's what the funny thing is. Well, Bob just went away.
Oh no!
So
fucking dickhead.
The Bears.
If they lose now, it's on your fucking head.
Oh boy, here we go.
And you will also be on your head? My fucking nuts.
Oh boy. On the next episode.
I'm a little more bald than you. It looks like you can still grow hair if you wanted to.
I mean, a little bit, but I've got like this little island here where it almost it's trying to set this part of my hair is trying to break away from the rest.
What do they call that? What was it? When the continents separated?
Pangea?
Yeah, Pangea.
Continental drift?
Yeah, continental drift. Yeah.
Yeah, I got continental drift going on in my fucking head here. This area is just like, oh fuck it, we're seceding.
I got the Larry Fine growing on if it grows out. That's on the size.
But so all right, it's as we record this, it is, and I can see this really well since I'm using my TV right now. It is December 19th, 2022. We are 6 days away from Christmas. So we should probably talk about Christmas a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, why not? We've done a little bit before on it. I mean, you know, whether it was a month ago or a year ago, we've talked about different things involving it. And I don't know, what do you want to do with it this time, since it is 6 days away?
I don't know. Why don't we? Is there anything you guys are thinking of that you really want for Christmas this year? Because we talked about it before, and I joked and said a break. But like seriously, what do you guys? Is there anything you're hoping to find from Santa under the tree? Or Satan?
Well, now that you say that, you know, I could give corny and campy and cliche, responses to that. Obviously, I just really can't think of anything. I guess personally, that really stands out. There's certain things like I asked for over and over again, just because. So I don't know. Get back to me on that one, Rich. Do you have anything on top of your mind on that one at all? That anything that you're scouting out?
I'm a single guy who lives with myself, and I just buy stuff when I want it. So it's more like, we're going to get together for dinner and we're going to have all the family there. And that's more what I'm looking forward to. And, I bought a pile of stuff for the nephews and I hope they like it, which I'm sure they will. They like toys. So it's more like that.
That's a good thing. Bob, did you get a copy of the Philly Christmas record? Dude,
so I pre-ordered the digital version. As much as I love the Birds, as much as I love the whole concept of that album, and I love giving money to charity. Huh?
The Birds.
I couldn't justify $75 on a record.
Yeah, I saw it was going for crazy money on eBay, $400 or $500 a pop.
Yeah, it was $75 for the when it came out, to buy from them. It was $75. So there was, sorry man, I think it's a great concept. I want to support it, and I did support it by buying the digital version, but I can't drop $75 on vinyl at this point. That's just outside of my that not one record. If I was buying a stack of records, cool, but I can't drop $75 on it. Not only is it just one record, but it's a Christmas album. So
a novelty record.
Right.
So,
not even a Christmas record, but a Christmas record by a sports team.
Right. So 11 months out of the year, it's going to sit somewhere and not get touched. And then for a month, it'll get broken out and played here and there.
All right. So speaking of that avenue of it, and we've talked about this before on here, time or two, but let's just revisit the concept and maybe hit new tunes that we haven't talked about. Any Christmas music that you've been
I just got, and I didn't spend $75 for it, so I think I spent $15. It's new. Billy Idol. I found out he has a Christmas album, and I bought that on vinyl, and it's awesome.
Nice.
And but that's not my favorite. I think we mentioned this before. My favorite Christmas albums are the ones where they're Christmas albums sung by Jewish people. And my two favorites are Dee Snider and Twisted Sisters of Twisted Christmas.
Yep.
Dee Snider, the famous, Jew. And the other one is Bob Dylan, his Christmas album, which is it is one of those things where it's so bad it becomes good again, because you don't listen to Bob Dylan for his voice. So
Right.
to hear an old Bob Dylan sing classic Christmas songs, it's just sublime. I mean, his voice is horrible. It's his old voice, but he's having so much fun doing it. Like, you listen to it, and it's not like one of those Christmas albums that somebody just blows off or does to get money. It's like, for some reason, it seems like he really wanted to do this, and it's really good. And it's just awesome. I don't know why it exists, but it's the fact that it exists is a wonderful thing.
So, all right, let's talk about that real quick, because I do have a new one that I picked up. Not a whole new album, but because I didn't want to buy the whole album, but I bought a track off of it, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I bought the.
I still haven't watched that. I gotta get
Oh, dude, it's really good.
And I know
It's really good.
It's on my list.
I forget what the title is, but it's by the old 97s. And it's Christmas Time is Here, I think is what it's called. But it's really good. But there's some really good, like Bad Religion did a Christmas album, and it's phenomenal. Like, it's just
That is
really
a good one. Yeah.
I have the Twisted Christmas. The Bare Naked Ladies did a Christmas album, which is actually pretty good. Real Big Fish did a holiday album, and it's Christmas songs and holiday songs too, and it's really good. And then obviously, the Vandals with "Oi to the World," or the cover by No Doubt. And then My Chemical Romance covered "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Oh
So,
God,
and I like My Chemical Romance. So.
the Mariah Carey classic.
Yes, and of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Dominic the Donkey.
Oh yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites. So
my favorite classic one is the Muppets and John Denver.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have that somewhere on vinyl. I would love to find it. I know it's scratched to hell, and I know it won't play, but I would love to maybe even get one of those ultrasonic record cleaners and see if maybe it's just a lot of dust build up. Like in the grooves, see, and maybe with a new needle, if maybe that would help too, but I don't think so. I think it's too damaged.
Are you guys familiar with the Ventures?
I've heard of them.
It's an old instrumental surf rock band from I think they started in the 50s.
Yeah, there's a famous song they did that was surf, and I can't think of what it is now.
Yeah.
Keep going, yes.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're and they were famous for doing a lot of theme stuff too, mainly because
Did they do the Miseraloo?
They
Wasn't that Dick Dale?
You're right. That is Dick Dale. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, off the top
and
of
the
my head,
Rabbits, by the way. But yes, keep going.
I'm trying to think of what the individual or singles would be from them, but they did a Christmas album, and it's really good because it's just instrumentals, like surf rock type stuff of old school Christmas stuff. So it's really good. Of course, I think came out in the 60s or so, but kind of the same line. You got either of you guys remember the Blue Stingrays? That they ring a bell.
The name sounds familiar.
Okay, so they released
Ventures Christmas. Here it is.
Did you find it?
Okay. Yeah, it's on iTunes for $5.
Yeah, it's a good one. The Blue Stingrays, though, and the reason why I say that, Blue Stingrays were basically they were a fake band. They released a record under the Epitaph label back in the 90s as
they
a
did
surf.
the Hawaii 5-0 theme song, by the way, and Wipe Out.
Yeah, exactly. Those were some pretty famous stuff. But they were founded as basically a knockoff to the Ventures. Is what they were. And I believe, as far as I know, they only recorded one record. but I did more research on it over time because I actually have their album, the Blue Stingrays, that is. And I was really curious to see like who the heck they even were, because I only heard about them because they were the Epitaph label, the days of like Pennywise and Rancid and all those guys. And come to find out that they were actually Tom Petty's backup band. It was everybody but Tom Petty. So
Get out of here.
yeah, they released a record as a instrumental surf rock band, very much like the Ventures were. So this was really interesting. Not really Christmas related, but but now that's a good one as far as the Christmas ones go. I don't know. Bobby mentioned Dominic the Donkey. It's one of my all-time favorites. I listen to a lot of Bob Rivers. I think I've mentioned that before.
Of course, the being from New Jersey, the Bruce Springsteen.
Yep. That was my next one up. Is Santa Claus is Coming to Town by
just can't get away from it. Yeah.
Nah. No, I love it though. Like I'm a Bruce Springsteen fan. So
He's
I don't love everything he's done.
I don't go out of my way to listen to him, but I don't turn him off when he comes on. It's one of those things.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I certainly won't go out of my way. Never going to be in a playlist, but like if it comes on, it's like okay.
You too, I'll turn off at this point. Like I'm sick of you two. I don't understand it, but Springsteen's okay.
You said you two, and I was like, me and Bob. That's real nice.
I don't know.
Like older you two, I'm good with. Some of the stuff from the '90s, I'm okay with.
Fuck Bono.
After Elevation, I guess I can't listen to any of it.
I like maybe 2 or 3 songs. I don't.
It turns out that I don't like the Police, but I like Sting. Like if Sting does stuff that's not the Police, I'll probably enjoy it. If he does the Police, I find it's repetitive and I just can't get into it. Like it's the same,
he's a hell of a wrestler.
The same 10 words and the same 5 chords, and it's just no, this isn't. Yeah.
See, now that the Police or somebody, I didn't get into them until
fuck the Police.
I was it was in my mid 20s is when I finally started getting into the Police.
We're old. He did a really good album with Sting, though. I'm not Sting, sorry. He's Sting. He did a really good album with Shaggy. And it's like
really?
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's Sting and Shaggy. They only did one album, and it's
Did Scooby go on it too?
No Scooby, unfortunately. Just Shaggy.
Damn.
The Shaggy that I'm thinking of, Shaggy?
Oh yeah, Shaggy the Wasn't Me and Boombastic.
Yeah.
Shaggy, yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, they did a really good Jesus Christ, give me a second. I'm a little drunk.
He was on it too?
Holy NPR
shit, does an album.
Yeah, NPR does a thing called Tiny Closet Records or Tiny something. Tiny's anyway.
Tiny Office.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There's 3 really good ones. It's the Sting and Shaggy. Well, they're all good, but the Sting and Shaggy one's fantastic. The Bob Weir and Wolf Brothers is amazing, and then there's the Cranberries, which was done a couple months. I don't know if it was a month or a year, right before Dolores O'Riordan died. So it's still the original. I mean, that's really good too.
Was it just in studio recorded or?
Yeah, they do it in the NPR office. So they're just sitting in the office.
Oh, okay.
Cat Stevens / Yusuf did a really good one too. But yeah, it's awesome. So he does. Sting's got that song "Alien in New York." And they kind of remixed that and added some Shaggy verses. So it goes back and forth from being a Londoner in New York and being a Jamaican in New York. And it's really, really good.
That's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's a cool concept.
I'm so far out of the loop on any of that stuff that is done anymore with any,
I'm a surprisingly big Shaggy fan. I kind of I really liked that one. I just said it now. I can't think. It wasn't me. I really like It Wasn't Me, and then that got me into his first album. I think I like Jamaican music, and I started getting into that a little more. And thanks to having Apple Music or whatever, let's listen to some reggae stuff. There's actually a couple of reggae stations on Sirius too, which I have in the car. So let's listen to this for a little while.
You know what I didn't realize was, and I downloaded this when I was in in college, living at Stockton. I was trying to download Iron Man, and I downloaded this mix, and it was
Iron Man the movie or Iron Man the song?
No, the song.
Okay.
No, this was back in the day, but I was trying to download the song, and I downloaded
No,
it
we're
was
hip and
Busta
young.
Rhymes and Ozzy, and I'm like, and I for years and years and years, I just had this shitty copy. I really liked the song, so I kept
Oh,
the shitty copy.
was that off the Loud Rocks one or no?
I don't remember what album it was off of. I actually just bought it on iTunes not too long ago, just because I was like, yo, I gotta get a legit version of this song if it's out there. Let me see.
No, it wasn't on Loud Rocks. Loud Rocks is the other way. That's the one where it has like
No,
hip hop artist with rock band, but they play
I
rap songs.
boy, it was in high school, or maybe right out of high school. I bought this box set of Ozzy. It was like a 4-disc set, and like the last disc was basically Ozzy doing karaoke. It was him doing cover songs, and they were all horrible. And I
Jesus.
think it was Prince of Darkness, maybe the name of the box set or something. I was just wasn't. Oh.
No, this was off of Busta Rhymes' Extinction Level event, The Final World Front, and it came out in '98. And it's actually a legit collaboration. It's called This Means War, and it's Ozzy and Busta, and it's fucking phenomenal. But
It was. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. It was called Prince of Darkness, and the disc 4 was all covers, and he had a really bad cover of Mississippi Queen, All the Young Dudes, In My Life, For What It's Worth, Sympathy for the Devil, Working Class Hero. It's just really bad covers of these songs, too.
dude, I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by that album now.
I'm not intrigued enough to listen
And
to
then
it.
disc 3 had a couple of his just like random stuff that he did with other people. So it's got his Staying Alive cover with the Weasel Zappa, which was actually pretty good. But it also has his Born to Be Wild with Miss Piggy that he did on the Muppet Show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I've never liked that song. I might like that version of that song.
If you actually see the Muppet Show one, he's like singing it with Miss Piggy.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the things that I really enjoy about Disney Plus is the ability to go back and watch the Muppet Show.
Yes.
Because I have some of the seasons on DVD, but like I like being able to just at any minute, I'm like, you know what? I need to watch the Muppets. Boop.
I do that with Unsolved Mysteries sometimes.
Do you?
I just need to hear Robert Stack's voice.
Alice Cooper did the Muppet Show too. It was,
I remember the Alice Cooper one. I watched that one not too long ago. My guilty pleasure, just like, you know what, I'm bored, I randomly want to watch something, is I'll go and watch Ancient Aliens.
Is that the History Channel thing?
Yeah.
The meme?
Yeah, aliens.
Yeah.
Yo, I
I-
saw him like, yo, that's like
Do
their
I
long
have-
lost brother.
I don't really have. Again, I live by myself, so whatever I watch, I can watch without feeling guilty about it because it's just me and the dog, and he doesn't judge. But it's
Well, no, I just feel guilty.
I spent the weekend with my mom, and I was watching. I just discovered Uncle Roger on YouTube, who's this Asian comedian who does. He puts on a really stereotypical thing, and he judges other people's cooking shows. And it was really good. Like I put it on and was watching it, and then I walked away. And I came back in a little while later. My mom's like, "This is really good." And she's like, "Watch 4 more videos on it." Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's awesome. Do either of you guys remember? I don't know. I assume this is the first iteration of it, but the old Ripley's Believe It or Not show with Jack Palance as the host.
No, I think
I'm aware of it, but
the one I remember is Dean Cain, right? Isn't Dean Cain the host for a while?
Yeah, I'm talking. So whenever, and I could be wrong on this, but I remember, and I think it was like on the first runs of the Sci-Fi Channel when they were trying to find programming, they would run a lot of reruns. When it was really the science fiction channel, not whatever it is turned into now. But they were, basically like any new fledgling network, they were, at times running these old shows, kind of like Nickelodeon did. Nickelodeon used to do it with Mr. Wizard, and You Can't Do That on Television. It was a lot of these like reruns of shows that had aired, in previous previous years on different networks.
Going back to Canada.
Exactly.
When we first got cable, and we had the Sci-Fi Channel, they were running. They had like a Marvel marathon one weekend, and back then the Marvel marathon was the Incredible Hulk show, and then the horrible Captain America movies that they did in the, I want to say 70s or 80s, and there's a really bad Doctor Strange one too that was just horrible.
Yeah, so it's all like Lou Ferrigno, basically.
Yeah, well, I like Lou Ferrigno. I like Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, I do too. No, it's funny though to think back on that, on the way. That's how a lot of those networks did. I mean, they didn't have. It's not like now. Like now, you're so spoiled with so much original content that to me, like I don't get a lot of time to watch a lot of stuff. So, I don't know what to watch. I don't have any idea. It's not, reruns aren't as prevalent. I guess because the other thing is too is you have so many options. Whereas back then, it's like even with cable, you still had a fixed number of channels. You didn't have this internet where you could get, I'm just gonna pop this up on YouTube and done.
I don't have cable here. I have access to my mom's YouTube TV, so sometimes I'll watch. If I want to watch something, I'll watch it on that, but I'll usually just DVR it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the shore, I found out that Women of Wrestling's still on. It's on like midnight at Saturday or Sunday or something like that. There's something weird. Like, well, this is interesting. And AJ Mendez, whatever the fuck her name is, she's the commentator, the color commentator on it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this is fascinating. I'll watch this since my mom's asleep and I can watch it with my hand somewhere.
Jesus.
Wrestling's horrible. It was not good wrestling, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame. Like I've watched a lot of actually that's how I used to watch a lot of Ring of Honor was, because it's always on. It was always on at a weird time on WGN, and it's like Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. That's
how I found ECW and CZW. Was it the Combat Zone Wrestling? Yeah.
See, I found CZW just by going to the shows.
See, Channel 48, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, wherever. Well, I'm still awake. Let's see what's on the TV.
Yeah,
we didn't get cable till I was in high school. Like
I used to go to Seoul. Seoul, the indoor soccer complex. I don't know if it's still there or not, but that's where they would run a lot of their shows.
Okay.
And they would, routinely they would pull maybe 300 or 400 people. Like those shows were nobody, and those people would kill each other in the ring. It was insane. And like, I remember walking out of one of those shows with a chair. Like I took it with me. Like, it was, it was insane. That's how I found out about it. I don't ever remember seeing it on television, honestly.
It was on Channel 48. I think they got the ECW time slot. Yeah, it was definitely after ECW. Like after ECW died.
I left the area after ECW folded, so gotcha. Yeah. Blame ECW. No, I it's funny though. Going back, you said with WoW, you do come across over the years like this random content on channels that is it intriguing. It might not be good, but at least it's interesting.
That's where I found Nightstand. But they did that. It was a fake.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Dick Dietrich.
Timothy Stack. Yeah.
Timothy Stack. Oh! Nightstand. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What the hell is this? This is awesome.
Yeah, Nightstand.
And then you kind of this has got to be fake. They don't play it as fake, but it turns out definitely was fake. Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot about Nightstand.
Yeah,
that show was fucking great.
Yeah, Timothy Stack plays Dick Dietrich, and it's just such a great show.
It's a pure spoof of what's his face, the guy
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot all about that.
Well, the guy Jerry Springer and that guy before him that used to smoke cigarettes all the time on his show. I can't think of that guy's name yet. Robert Morton Downey. Morton.
Oh yeah. Morton Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But it's funny that you say Nightstand, and I think that did not show air like around the ECW time slot.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's probably how I found it. Yeah.
Because I remember, and again, we talked about watching garbage stuff. If I'm not mistaken, there's two things that I also distinctly recall around the ECW time slot at one time or another. One was the Jenny Jones show, which I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought was another version of Nightstand because that's how outlandish it was. And 2 was, again, it could be a different channel or whatever, but it was around the same time. Like I might have flipped the channel after ECW ended, or I fell asleep after it was on and I turned it to another channel. Was Don West selling baseball cards?
Oh yeah,
Is
West.
that the guy that did he sell knives too, or is the knife guy different? Guy?
Yeah, he would sell knives too, but like
Okay,
he was the guy
I've
who'd
seen
be
the
like,
knife ones.
yeah, he would get so animated about finding like, you will find a male rookie, and I will eat your soul.
A Jim Mint Can.
Yeah, it was yeah, but you know, and the funny thing though, after all that time, Don West actually becomes a commentator for TNA Wrestling, you know, which is hysterical. Now I don't know, last I heard he wasn't doing well, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, but it's funny like how you kind of associate like ECW was kind of like a gateway into all those other things I probably would have never watched. It just happened to be on or around the same time.
Right. Well, it's kind of like it's not in the same vein, but shit that like you just randomly find online or on TV was. Do you guys remember MXC?
Yes, most extreme
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
yes.
Takeshi's Castle.
Yes. I fucking used to love that show. I would pay to see that shit again. Like, I need that back in my
YouTube,
life.
Bob. You can watch it on YouTube. Don't pay.
Is it on YouTube?
It's sure it's on YouTube.
Everything's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or at least it was at one time.
Yeah. I used to have the DVDs for that, but they got lost moving once. But I would seriously, I would put that fucking, if I was just bored, I would put that DVD on and just do whatever it was that I was doing, like, and have that on in the background, and I would look over and laugh. Like,
I saw that after seeing Battle Royal, so I'm like, what's the guy from Battle Royal doing on here?
And what was the other one that? Oh, and then of course, I know Tom, you watch this, and Rich, I'm pretty sure that you've watched this stuff, but Adult Swim.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah. But I remember catching it early. Like I was a big fan of C-Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love C-Lab.
That was like my cup of tea with it, like that generation of it. And I don't have any frame of reference for how any of the stuff is now. I just don't watch it. So.
So they actually just released a new Aqua Teen movie.
I downloaded it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, girl! I was just going to ask you how it was because I really want to see it. Like I'm so tempted to buy it. They actually just
I downloaded it in 4K. So for some reason they put it out in 4K. So
why not?
Yes.
Hey, I mean, if you can tell a difference, amen.
My favorite, I mean, just going back to Aqua Teen was the I like the Foreigner Belt episode.
Yes. I don't need no directions to know how to rock. You have double vision.
The cold is nice.
That was good stuff. That was so good.
But, fucking that, and I liked Space Ghost.
Space Ghost, yeah.
I wasn't a fan, and maybe if I went back and watched it now, I would be more of a fan. But I wasn't as much a fan of the Brack show as. I mean, I thought it had funny elements, like his dad being basically Ricky Ricardo was fucking great.
And like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah, that, and then obviously Aqua Teen and C-Lab was my favorite.
I used to watch anime on that, like before it was. I want to say mainstream. Before it was easily gathered, easily available.
Yeah, I was gonna say I used to run a lot of it back then.
Yeah.
You know what I never got into though was Assy McGee.
I never saw Assy McGee.
Yeah, I never saw that. I saw like commercials or whatever, but
it was literally an ass with legs, and he was a detective. And his partner was a detective with Down syndrome.
The two I never understood was Tom Goes to the Mayor. I thought that was a horrible show, that it was unfunny.
Yep.
And Squidbillies. I couldn't really get into Squidbillies either.
Yeah.
I don't get this.
I didn't like Squidbillies. I didn't like Tom Goes to the Mayor. I never understood the Tim and Eric show.
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes of that. I didn't quite get that one either.
See,
Venture Brothers was amazing.
Adventure Brothers. I get ready to confuse it with MTV because I kind of put the two of them together. Like I'm sure that the head was MTV. I remember watching.
Yeah, the head was MTV because it was on Liquid TV.
Yeah. And EM Flux was definitely MTV.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have my DVDs of that somewhere, like to the other side of the room.
What was the one, The Brothers Grunt?
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah,
and
that
then
was.
the Max. I wish they would have done like a whole Max cartoon.
They did do it. They did a series. It wasn't like fully. It was more like a motion comic. Like it was very limited animation, but it was entertaining.
But I thought that was only on Liquid TV. I didn't think it got into.
No, they did. I think pretty sure they did a full series of it.
Because that was really good. I liked that a lot.
HBO did a series of of Spawn that was really good.
I keep hearing that, and I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. Better than the movie. The movie sucked. But watch the cartoon was good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Luigi Leguizamo was the clown.
He was the best part, though.
Yeah, sadly, he was the best part. That movie was terrible.
You say that, and it's funny you say Luigi. Sorry, my mind just went back to ECW, but they ran a show this weekend at the arena, and the FBI was there.
They Devon was supposed to be there, but I think they pulled him like at the last minute. I was just watching on.
Yeah, but the FBI was there. Little Guido and Luigi Primo, the pizza guy.
Yeah.
But Tommy Rich is still their manager. Somehow Tommy Rich is still around. So
look, man, you know, there's no accounting for anything at this point. You never know who's gonna make it and who's not, because the drugs affected people in different ways.
Yes, they did. But
is Fonzie still around?
Yeah, actually, he wrestled the first match apparently against Todd Gordon.
Get the fuck out! No fucking way.
Yeah.
Dude, Bill Alfonso was all of like 100 pounds soaking wet. Get the fuck. No, he did not.
It's what it. Yeah. Let's see here.
He looked like he was like the poster boy for Meth Addicts R Us.
So here I'm going to read this to you just to get your.
on a winning streak in AEW. So
who is
Dark?
I'm going to read this to you just so I get your reactions, because this was this past Saturday, the 17th, ECW Arena Battleground Championship Wrestling presents a tribute to the Extreme. Todd Gordon beats Bill Alfonso. Bully Ray beats Matt Cardona. Frankie Street Tough versus Philadelphia Playboy ended in a no contest. I have no idea who these people are.
Okay, I was going to ask you Philadelphia Playboy.
Yeah, the Vampire Warrior. Don't know who that is, but he was managed by.
That's Viscera, or not Viscera, Gangrel.
Gangrel. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Gangrel. So managed by the Sinister Minister. Beats Al Snow. The Pitbull Revolution, Craig Steele, Gary Wolf, and Trax, and I believe Gary Wolf is an original Pitbull. Beats the new Triple Threat, because there has to be, because two of the three are dead. Ray Jazz, Shane Douglas, and Wrecking Ball Legursky, with Francine, by the way. The New Breed Extreme of Alpha Jr. and Beastman beat the FBI of Little Guido and Luigi Primo with Tommy Rich, as I mentioned. Facade with Danny Moe picked up the win over Bro Keller and Danny Miles and Vinnie Mac. Then we get into the actual some ECW stuff. Super Crazy beat Juventud Guerrera. Too Cold Scorpio beat Rich Swann, and the main event was Van Dam beating Rhino.
Well, that sounds cool.
So sounds cool on paper. I don't know that
Van Dam's kind of old and beat. Like on Facebook, not Twitter. Twitter, he seems old and beat. But Rhino was young when he started, so I imagine he's probably still pretty good.
You said Van Dam.
Yeah.
I heard Bam Bam. And I was going to say, how the fuck
well, he's dead.
did the corpse of Bam Bam Bigelow?
I was waiting for Tom to say Terry Funk.
No.
Terry Funk wrestle?
Yeah.
Terry Funk
RVD's,
versus Ric Flair would be awesome.
So the main event
Funk versus Mick Foley's old hit.
Wait. Triple threat. Terry Funk, Ric Flair, Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench wins.
Johnny
Yes.
Bench wins with his patented finisher, the Chupacabra.
He trained Luthez, by the way, Johnny Bench.
I thought he did.
That's how he maintains his vitality. Vitality is the Blue Emu.
Yeah, no, Bam Bam wasn't on that show. Probably a reason for that one.
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
He was, though. The ghost of Bam Bam Bigelow versus the ghost of Andre the Giant was the main event.
Oh, okay, that's what I was missing.
I thought you were going to the Bam Bam Bigelow versus the ghost of Mass Transit. Actually, New Jack's dead now.
No, it was the ghost of New Jack versus the ghost of Mass Transit.
Oh man,
that was the
dude. I was just reading the Wikipedia page for the first ECW pay-per-view. Was it November to Remember? I forget.
No, barely legal. April 1997.
It took me like to the third match to find somebody who was still alive.
Yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, it's not. I actually have a copy of that on DVD with the. It still has from what I remember anyway. Not all the music is stripped out of it, so it's actually still kind of watchable. Yeah, and it's a weird pay-per-view. It really is. Because it's basically that's the show where like RVD basically makes his name in ECW anyway, and Terry Funk being 52, 53 at the time steals the show.
Was Jake the Snake in ECW too at the beginning?
He was there at the time. Yep. Yeah.
That's before he found Jesus Christ. EDP Yoga is what I was going for.
Yeah, is he still working for AEW?
You know, he hasn't been on TV. So
I think he's behind the scenes, but he's not. He doesn't want to be on TV.
Arn Anderson just said that he's getting ready to retire soon. Like he's got like a year and a half on his thing, but he's still around.
Oh, he's done now.
After his year and a half.
Is his son still wrestles for AEW, doesn't it? Yeah, Brock Anderson. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Richie mentioned earlier. I saw the Devon got pulled from the show this weekend, and then there's something else I was gonna mention too about all that, but I can't recall. No, but yeah, I saw a couple of interesting things in regards to the Royal Rumble this year. I guess with outside of the Rumble matches, looks like they're adding a Finn Balor and Edge Hell in the Cell match to it. Should be interesting. Yeah, because from what my understanding is they've started taking away those pay-per-views as standalones. So I guess they're going to start peppering them back in, like those special matches.
Yeah. So
I thought that was interesting. And then apparently Bray Wyatt is coming back in to wrestle his first match since returning in what they can call a pitch black match, which I can't imagine what that even is. Is it going to be in the dark? Where no one can see it?
It is. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be like that fucking, let's put a red light over the red fucking cage and nobody can see what the fuck is going on when he was the Fiend.
That was so bad. That was so bad.
The one thing I saw, did you guys see that Cena's coming back?
No. Is he?
So Cena's teaming with Kevin Owens to take on Sami Uso and Roman Reigns.
Oh, for what, Rumble?
No. So June. December 30th, because apparently if Cena doesn't wrestle this year, it'll be the first time in like 20 years that he hasn't wrestled a match in WWE.
Oh, per year?
Yeah. So he's coming back to face he's coming back to team up with Owens to face Sami and Roman.
Wow, that's kind of bizarre.
On the 30th, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
They brought Jeff Jarrett into AEW. They're trying.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
You weren't here. We both had feelings on that.
Well, they put him with the worst. I don't know if you can call it a stable. I whenever they're on, I fast forward and I can't even think of their names. It's the 7 foot. Thank you. Yeah. The 7 foot tall Indian guy who's got no skills whatsoever because big guys can't wrestle. Yeah. And then the guy that talks with the thing in his ear, the pencil over his ear, just horrible.
Yeah,
If they still get airtime.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled that Jeff Jarrett is in AEW. I don't want his stink on that company.
Yeah,
But
we talked about that thing.
But wait, he hit the champ. Somehow he's in a champ. They're going to be in a championship match. He hit the champions with a guitar and called them Slapnut, so it's okay. He's cool again.
Dude, I'll tell you what, as much of a fan of AEW as I am, I'm seriously concerned for the direction of the company. They got to get, honestly, the Young Bucks need to go. Adam Page needs to go.
I if I didn't know anything about them behind the scenes, the matches they do are really entertaining and fantastic to watch. When they announced that they're going to be doing they're going to be doing a best of 7, which is going to 7 matches with Death Triangle. Like, this is going to get boring fast. They're all been really good.
No. And so let me explain that. When I say they need to go in the ring, great, absolutely fantastic. But if they're really the EVPs and they're really making decisions behind the scenes, and this is what it's been leading to bringing in Jeff Jarrett, I have a feeling that was more of a Tony Khan thing.
Yeah, they brought in Jeff Jarrett and just lost William Regal. Think about that.
Right. To me, you're going the wrong direction at this point. You know, I understand why William Regal wanted to leave. He wanted to go. His son is in WWE developmental. He wants to go work with his son. I 100% understand that. I get that 100%. Cool. And that's awesome of Tony to let him out of his contract to go do that stuff. But if it's the decision making or lack thereof from the Young Bucks, from Kenny Omega, from Hangman Page, that are leading to Jeff Jarrett coming in, that are or they're the way they're behaving behind the scenes and the way that they're doing things behind the scenes is what led to Jeff Jarrett coming in, then you're actively harming the company and you need to go. Or you need to be stripped of your EVP stuff. You know? That's my thing. Like I love John Moxley to death, and any company that'll push him to the moon, I support 100%. And I really enjoyed when I went to AEW and saw it live. I've seen WWE live now several times, and I've been to AEW, and AEW was more enjoyable. But I don't know, man. I can't get behind the product the way it is right now. They've got to make some changes.
What if I told you that they're breaking Matt Hardy again?
That has me intrigued. That makes me happy. But I need it. I need more than that, though. Like the same rehashed shit over and over again gets tired. It gets old.
What if I tell you they've been having Sky Blue wrestle a lot on the Dynamite show? And,
that makes me happy, dude.
He's basically jobbing to DMD, whatever the fuck her name is, but it's still entertaining to watch.
Hold on a second.
Maybe she changed her name so Vince McMahon couldn't take her take away from her.
It wasn't her though.
Did you guys talk about him wanting to come back? It's like
no,
they need him back. I really want to come back.
We haven't touched that one yet. We could.
They've been doing horrible without me. I really need to get back there to save the company.
I think we could definitely tease that out though for another. Yeah. As I have an opinion on. I don't really think he's been away. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to record tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good tease out. We'll do that one.
I don't know if we ever really covered the Christmas stuff that we were going to cover this.
Nah,
we can look. I've got
this will be a two-parter. How about that?
Yeah,
we'll do a two-parter. I've got some leeway in when I can post this stuff. So
I'm actually on vacation after this week. I have 2 weeks off, so I'm free whenever.
All right. Well, then let's. I guess we'll end this one now, and with the promise of starting a new tomorrow.
Yeah, this will be a first of two-parter of randomness, but we're just teasing it out.
Yeah, happy second day of Hanukkah, everybody.
Yeah.